All right, today is an important anniversary for me. It's a 1 year anniversary since I began this current solo sexual relationship with myself. I just moved on from uh, I wouldn't say a relationship, but a little bit of little bit of a experiment of during the first time we attempted to reopen. Kind of experimented with myself and another person, and I concluded the experiment. Let's put it that way. And that very first day, I was happily solo sexual again. This is where I came, so I decided to come back here to record this video. I want to talk about what has happened since a year ago today, April 4th, 2021. In 2021, I made a New Year's resolution to get over some social anxiety problems. And I used to have a big fear of loud, noisy environments. And I decided that going to a packed church on Easter Sunday would be a great way for me to see how I'm doing with that. And so, hence, that was my first date during this current wave of... I've had multiple solo sexual relationships. It comes in waves. But that's when it began this time around. I did very well. Around the same time, I started bowling actually a few months before this. I think last year around this time. I'll have to go back and review my records. But I think around this time last year, I was scoring on average 140 to 150 in bowling. Nowadays, I average 180. I wrote a number of computer games, obviously. And I also... in 2020, my resolution was to normalize my relationship with food, and I went on a lot of fasts. In 2021, I really took that to a whole new dimension. I was regularly fasting multiple days, and I mused about the idea of fasting until I fade away and go to heaven. And the reason I mused about that is not because I'm suicidal, but it's because every time I'm in a long fast, I feel so lightweight, and I don't want to eat again. And also, like I said, I'm solo sexual, and I find that the need to eat really punctuates my relationship with myself. I want to be writing computer games. I want to be walking on the trail. I want to be shooting a live stream. I want to be, you get the idea, right? Bowling. And the need to eat keeps punctuating those activities. And I really, to some extent, I really despise it. The other habit that I want to get over is masturbating. Unfortunately, I tried to quit masturbating for 3 weeks, and it was ups and downs. I would have moments, or not necessarily moments, but days where, oh my God, I could get so much done because my body isn't punctuating me anymore. But then I would have days where I just keep commiserating about that. So it was a mixed bag. I don't know if anybody has ever tried to quit masturbating. Feel free to leave a comment if you have, and let me know if you got that roller coaster emotion. When I fast, I don't tend to get roller coaster emotion like that. I just feel better and better and better and better and better and better and better. Except that eventually I might get lightheaded and all that, but at least emotionally I'll feel better and getting more done, right? I moved to Phoenix for 4 months during this time, obviously, and I really connected well with people over there. We beat at the same wavelength. Here in Seattle, a lot of times if you don't conform to everybody here in terms of sexual orientation, in terms of your lifestyle, you're just kind of out, right? I work at a technical university, and I made the mistake my first year at the university. I took a vacation to somewhere where my colleagues didn't really approve of, and when I came back, everybody turned on me, right? That would never happen over in Phoenix. Or better yet, a small town, right? And then I came back because we reopened, and I kind of need that in-person work as well, the social connectivity, even if it's rotten like that, right? And here we are, I guess. I went to see a couple of movies on Valentine's Day as a solo sexual. I got a lot more acceptance this year than I did in years past. I think it's starting to become more acceptable. Now, I've lived in Taiwan. The Taiwanese, I think they've always accepted solo sexuals. They only recently accepted LGBTQ, though. They did it the other way around. Here in the United States, the LGBTQ seem to have come first, right? And more recently, maybe the solosexuals. Anyway, it breaks my heart when I hear people tell me how heartbroken they are after breaking up. You know, I've had multiple breakups since COVID, right? At least 2 and a few minor ones. I mean, I did have a little bit of an experiment when I was in Phoenix. I wouldn't call that one a relationship. In fact, I stayed mostly solosexual during that time. I don't view them as breakups. I view them as I graduated from a relationship. I consumed all these experiences, and then I'm going to use that to better the next one, right? Or to better my solosexual relationship. I don't even miss a beat anymore when things... you know what I really despise, though? A protracted disagreement rather than... I'd rather just suddenly break up, right? If somebody just tells me, you know, goodbye, that's the best kind of breakup, right? A protracted disagreement, that's even worse, right? But I don't know why some people prefer that. So it really breaks my heart. I do tutoring, and I had a student, he's 17 years old, and he took a 2-week break because he was heartbroken about breaking up with his girlfriend. Now, what's also upsetting is that it's perfectly okay to take a mental health break over breaking up, but sometimes other things happen, right? My car gets stolen, my vacation doesn't turn out the way it should have, right, when I travel somewhere, or my computer games don't turn out. I can't imagine checking out over stuff like that, right? People will judge. But that's the equivalent of breaking up for me, right? If my computer crashes and I lose a bunch of computer games I'm writing, that's about the equivalent of a breakup for me. Maybe I should treat that also like how I treat breakups. Then I'll probably be okay. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten to that point yet. And oftentimes I have to lie to my work, saying, you know, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I know it's a lie, and I really hate that I have to lie. And I think some of my close colleagues know it's a lie too, and they realize why I'm doing it. I hate it. I wish I could be honest about it. My computer crashed, you know, I'm having a bad day. My car got stolen, I really wish I could say that. I can't. But fortunately, I think a lot of people understand that part. So anyway, happy anniversary to myself.